So of these various ideas, this is maybe one of the ones that is furthest out there.
Okay.
And it's showing up in a lot of different places right now. There's a kind of a convergence of ideas from a whole bunch of different areas, which is kind of the interaction between consciousness and reality. Sort of one of the classic examples of this is the whole Schrodinger's cat experiment, where the act of observing whether the cat is alive or dead in the box actually changes the outcome. And that's an idea that I think a lot of people have been sort of running with lately, that there is a relationship between consciousness and information and the nature of reality itself. And it can go from, anything from, in Scientific American people, or I was seeing an article about, that the very basic, below the subatomic level of matter is actually information. And, that's again where you start to get sort of this emergent quality of...
Matrix.
Yeah, exactly. There's other books. There's I have a book which I think is called there it is, Infinite Mind, which is, again, sort of this place that, this idea that when you get into, perhaps either large scales or very small scales, that you get some sort of form of emergent consciousness. And, similar idea is in Gaia consciousness, where there's this idea that the planet as a whole, because it is so interacting, has some kind of consciousness that's created as a result of all of these, independently interacting entities. And I just found that a really fascinating idea, and it was an idea that didn't have a lot of power for me until probably recently. But as I've started to do this kind of work with, connective tissue and just understanding some of these other connections between individuals and between societies, has started to have a lot more power for me. And I think that that's actually starting to get to underlie a lot of the work that I do as well, is some of this, again, this kind of idea that the body itself has a bit of an emergent consciousness just because of all of its different interactions with the different cells and the different organs. I don't know, the more I work, the more I do start to see some of that evidence of that kind of stuff, which is cool.
Yeah, no, it's the thing with the whole concept of reality and like these minuscule changes with information, like Schrodinger's cat, of course, immediately makes me go back to the idea of alternate realities and like that. It's like the one little thing you do differently, and then that just sends you spiraling into
the parallel universes.
Yeah.
But to a certain degree, that is what I feel like I'm doing when I'm doing body work, which is that, okay, this is your reality in this body state. What is your reality in this slightly different body state? And that's, I think, also where you start to get into those dynamic systems and the basins of attraction, and you have a whole set of things that work a particular way when the system is in one place, that work a little bit differently with each other when the system is in another place. And, maybe it's not changing the universe, but it is sort of changing, I think, the reality for that person at that time.